Foreign Affairs Minister Dennis Moses calls on international banks to mend their relationships with banking institutions within the CARICOM region. Minister Moses delivered a keynote address at the 71st session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, which came to a close today. Karen Kozier-Phillip reports.
Minister Moses noted that the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda recognizes that national development efforts need to be supported by an enabling international economic environment through international business activity and finance, international development cooperation, and international trade. He said, however, the issue of financial institutions terminating or restricting corresponding banking relations in the CARICOM region has destabilized the financial sectors of member states and has disrupted the region's growth and economic progress.
The cessation of corresponding banking relations by international banks, despite CARICOM's compliance with the recommendations of the Financial Action Task Force on Money Laundering and the Global Forum on Taxation by the OECD, undermines our efforts to truly build a global partnership that will achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
Tougher anti-money laundering and fraud regulations have forced global financial institutions to cut off ties with correspondent banks and countries perceived to be riskier. Known as de-risking, a 2015 World Bank study revealed that the Caribbean appeared to be the region most severely affected by this strategy. According to CARICOM, this has happened to financial institutions in Barbados, Jamaica, Belize, Antigua and Barbuda, and Montserrat. Minister Moses made a call on behalf of CARICOM for international financial institutions to stop de-risking banks in the Caribbean.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago, therefore, joins with its partners in the Caribbean community in calling for international banks to engage collaboratively with affected member states to restore normal financial relationships between domestic banks and international markets.
His call comes at a time when Trinidad and Tobago is seeking to pass legislation that will see the country become compliant with the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, FATCA, in the United States. The government is hoping it will be granted an extension of the September 30th deadline for local legislation related to FATCA to be in place. Last Friday, debate on the FATCA bill in the Parliament was abruptly adjourned after opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar was evicted for disorderly conduct. Karen Kozier-Phillip, CNews.